going on, y'all? Peace and love to all of my brothers and sisters of the human family, because we are a family first and foremost. I spent the last couple of months doing a little bit of research, and I've come to an understanding about a couple of things, and I guess you could say I feel like I'm on the road to spiritual awakening. And one of the main things that I've come to realize is that we've always been trained to, look for God as if God is an external being, something that's on the outside, and we're reaching or striving towards God. But amongst my studies and just me just realizing, being able to decipher between what's real and what's bullshit. And the way our society is today, a lot of things are based on BS, belief systems. So, and I actually picked that up from a guy named Ralph Smart. He's a really good, cool dude to listen to. Another intelligent, spiritually awakened brother. And I'm just simply feel like I'm just doing my part, because individually, when you look at it on a scale individually, what we do is kind of minuscule in terms of the big picture, but we're all pieces to a puzzle. So a puzzle can't be complete unless all the pieces are put in its proper perspective, in a way. And so the thing that I've come to realize is that God lives within us. God isn't something we have to look for on the exterior, because God was, is, and always will be anything and everything. Because God breathed life into us. Air. And, one thing I feel like flies over a lot of people's heads is, that verse in Genesis, when it's talking about creation. We were all created, He created us all in His image. So we're made in His image. Now, the question becomes, who are we? And through a lot of social engineering and brainwashing, and the dumbing us down, fucking around with our education, we've come to separate ourselves. What I mean by separate is, like I said before, we're looking for something external when it's internal. In the Bible, in Genesis, it says what? That God created us in His image. So what does that verse really mean? Let's break that verse down when we really, really think about it. And I think the problem is, and the reason that, a lot of people are still sleeping or they're not consciously awake, is because they've lost connection with themselves. So in all actuality, they've lost connection with God, because God is you. And you are God. You are one and the same. Now, why would I say that? Let's take me, for instance. You're watching this video, you're looking at me, you see how I look, see, the visuals of me, but let's look past this shell, because that's all it is. It's a shell. This is not me. This is simply the vessel that was given to me to use on this plane of existence. Nothing more, nothing less. Because when we die, this doesn't come with us. It stays here. It goes back into the dirt. So Is this me? No. When you look in the mirror, you're not looking at yourself. You're looking at the vessel you are using. Because let's be real, we're all spirits. And somewhere down the line, we've forgotten those basic principles that we're created in our Maker's image. What is our Maker? He is ether. He is a spirit. We are no different. We're a spirit, simply using a physical manifestation of flesh, blood, and bones on this plane of existence. That's all it is. Because when we die, we revert back. We go back the way we came. We came in as light, and we go back as light. So life doesn't end. We are eternal. We are everlasting. This goes away, but we can't die because we're a spirit. Spirits don't die. So I think, like, when people read that we were made in His image, they tend to focus on this right here, the flesh and blood and bone, and the thing they can see with their eyes, with their physical eyes. But it's not about these. It's not about the physical eyes. Okay, it's about the conscious. This is about the brain. Because let's break it down. Even the way we look, even the way we can, how we view reality now. How you see the trees, the grass, the air, the sky, the sun. That's not your eyes looking at that. That's your brain. Because your brain is taking in that information and it's interpreting to you what that is. Oh, it's a sun. Oh, this is an animal. This is a dog. This is a chair. So we have never seen this plane of existence with our eyes. It's all done with the brain. The eyes are simply the interface. It's taking in, it's encoding the information, it's taking in the information, and our conscious is decoding it and then displaying it back out to us. Like a hologram. And that's all the universe is, one big hologram. And we're all connected. We're all connected. So, and I think that's one of the problems why, our society, our economy, the state of our planet is in the shape it's in, because we've simply forgotten who the fuck we are. And it's not hard. It's really, really simple. And the more and more I studied and the more and more I did my research, I realized we really overcomplicate things. Because life is real simple. Life is real simple. And from my perspective, this is what I feel like our purpose on this planet is. Because God created us in His image. So we're in His likeness. We have His potential. Because we are a spirit. A spirit is limitless. So if this vessel is the vessel that's been given to me to live, to experience my life on this plane, on this planet, and in this dimension of existence, then think about it. Your heart is beating. Think about it right now. Your heart is beating. Your heart is beating every second of every day that you are awake, that you are asleep, and it does it without you even having to think about it. But let's break that down. Where's that energy coming from? Where's that eternal power supply coming from? You think it's coming from our physical body? No, man. This body is being energized by my spirit. And that is who I am. And that is who you are. And that is who we all are. We are all spirits. We all came from the same place. Whether you want to accept that or not, it's the truth. We all came from the same place. So, with that being said, now I kind of got to break that back down into us as a society today, in this day and age, 21st century, the age of technology, the age where things that were hidden are being brought to the light, and people are beginning to see for the first time the truth. Because in all actuality, you guys remember that movie Truman Show with Jim Carrey? That's us. We've been living in a fake reality. The reality you think you're living in now is not reality. It's simply an illusion. Simply an illusion. The same way our government perpetrates the illusion of us owning things. We could never own anything. We don't own shit. If you right now think you have a house and you own that house, you don't. Because you can't take the house with you when you go. You own a car, you don't, because it doesn't go with you when you leave this and go on to the next phase of life. Nothing here we take with us. We go the same way we came, as light, carrying nothing but ourselves. It was just us. So, in all actuality, we don't own anything, and we never can. We're simply here to use it. So, the way I would rephrase that is, rather than you owning it, you have the right to use it. And that's where I feel like that's the proper, well, from my perspective. And this is just my opinion. I'm just simply sharing with you my feelings, because it's like, this knowledge is not just for me, it's for everybody. So if what I'm saying can resonate, with anyone, in a particular way where, something clicks or something registers, that light bulb goes off, then I've done my job. As minuscule as a job as it may be from my perspective, it all adds up at the end of the day. So right now we're in an age where, everyone's about promoting peace and love, and, we're no longer about war and killing and ruling people and stealing their resources and, mistreating people and abusing people. Like, that shit's whack now. Like, I know back in the day, I know I'm trying to sound like I'm old and shit. I ain't that old. Well, not yet, I hope. Like back in the day when I was younger, when I was in middle school, I used to have plenty of friends who used to just love to fight, just for no reason at all. Like, yo, I want to fight just because it's cold outside. I want to fight, just so I can heat myself up. Like, and that's the mentality. That's the type of mentality that I grew up around. But I'm glad that I am who I am, because I never became a product of my environment. And as much as I saw the bullshit around me, I never gravitated towards it, because I saw it for what it was from day one, and I knew that wasn't me. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. And even in today's age, that war shit is whack. It's whack now. Like, nobody wants to go over and kill people. Like, why would a person want to go rob someone of their life experience? You only get one of those. You only get one. So why would you want to rob someone of that? Like, that's just stupid. We're all creations of God. We're all equal in terms of our rights. We're all born equal with rights. We're not created equal because we all have different interests, different talents, different likes, dislikes, different hobbies. We're just different. No one is the same. So, excuse me. No one is the same. We're all individuals, and we all bring something different to the table. So, in that aspect, we're all pieces of the same puzzle. But with these different religions that are going on, Christianity, Buddhism, and I'm not knocking nobody's religions. I'm not knocking none of that. But the only thing that I want to kind of bring to the surface and kind of, ask yourself, if Jesus was alive today, would he approve? Would he approve? And that's pretty much the most decent, that's pretty much the most common sensical question that I could ask to kind of, bring things into proper perspective. Like I said, I'm not knocking nobody's religion, because let's be real, at the end of the day, religion is simply a science. The Bible is a book. The Bible is a scientific book. I know some people take the book literally, and it's crazy because we take we take the book literally, but all these different religions have different characters, but they all play out in the same story. So what is that telling us? That's telling us it's not about the characters. It's not about the story. It's about the principles of the story, the scientific principles. And that is what religion is. It's all about principles. And from what I've come to realize is that Jesus' religion was nothing more than spreading peace and love and treating everybody with respect. It's not complicated. That's not hard. It's just real simple. And, I've heard, there was one time I was watching a documentary and, I came across a guy, name is, what's his name? Ernie well, his first name is Ernie, that much I know. The Natural Living Man. I've posted that on my Facebook. And what he said was that Jesus was a racist. Right off the bat, when I heard that, I'm like, he was a racist? It's like, what do you mean? How could he be a racist? But at the time, I wasn't like consciously just aware. I guess I wasn't, at that particular time, I wasn't ready yet for that. But, upon my studying and me becoming more conscious and just aware of my surroundings and who I am, I've come to realize that it is a fact. Jesus was a racist. He was. He's a racist. And the reason why he's a racist is because he didn't believe in separation. The mere fact, let's be real, who came up with the term race? Man came up with the term race. Okay? Man. Not God, man. All these terms we use today are man-invented terms. Man-invented terms. Now, let's be real. We all know God is about one thing and one thing only, and that's love. Love, peace, happiness, pursuit of happiness, liberty, and justice for all. And so we have to come back, because we've been asleep for a long time. And it's time for us to wake up. This day and age is about us waking up and remembering. It's not so much as learning. It's us remembering. And that's what I feel like I'm on that route. So I'm simply just on the route to remembering, because the knowledge has always been out there. The knowledge has always been there. It's just I wasn't resonating at that frequency so I can receive it. My antennas were on a different channel. But through my research and just becoming more spiritually aware of just myself and my surroundings, these things are starting to, come to me, and they're making sense, and they're clear, and they are clear as day. Clear as day. Clear. And so God left to us this planet to take care of it. And we have been doing a shitty fucking job. Shitty job. And we have no one to blame but ourselves. But that's okay. Because now is the time for us to rectify that. And we can. Because we have the power. We always had. We've always had. Let's be real. Government doesn't exist without the people or its citizens. We're the foundation. Without us, it will collapse. But the problem is, we've always had the choice to take a step back. Like Truman did. Like Truman did when he was sailing on that boat and he got to the wall and he realized the shit was fake. He had a choice. He had a choice to stay, or he had a choice to stay and continue to live that fake reality, or to put his hand on that doorknob, open it, and walk through and see life for what it really is. So we're also at that same point right now. We have a choice. Either you're going to wake up and realize that the reality we're living in is an illusion that's been created for us to keep us in this paradigm of struggle. And you know, like, it's crazy because we claim to be the most intelligent species or race on the planet, and we're the only species or race that pays to live here. Think about that for a second. We are the only race on the planet that pays to live here. But we're the most intelligent. You see the contradiction? This is our God is the grantor. He left us, he created the earth for us. And he left it for us as an inheritance. So the planet is our estate. We're the beneficiaries. He left it in our hands to take care of it. And we're fucking it up. In all aspects. But like I said, it's the day and age to fix it. It's not a problem that can't be fixed. Nothing is impossible. And nothing is as impossible as you may think it seems, if that makes sense. Because like I said, everything is and you know, it comes back down to simplicity is bliss. Because everything is very simple. It's very simple. It's very common. You know, common sense. It's not rocket science. It's just wake up. You know, there are days when where you're not like really attentive to shit, and then someone will say that one thing, and it just brings everything together. And you're like, oh, and then next you know, you just start realizing and recognizing everything around you. And that's all it is. And I'm hoping that, you know, something that I say, or maybe I have yet to have said, will, you know, have that same effect. Because my job isn't to teach. I'm not a teacher. I'm simply just passing along the message. That's it. It's up to you to take whatever part of, you know, decipher this message and take the pieces and put them together to where it fits you. But the truth isn't something that needs to be revised or rewritten or too difficult to understand. The truth is something that all people can understand. That's why I like to call the truth common sense, because it's something that we all can grasp. And if we can't grasp it, that means that we're simply not conscious enough. We're not resonating at a high enough frequency to receive that information and decode it, and, you know, and comprehend it and apply it to our daily lives. That's all that is, man. But like I said, once we realize who we really are, and let's be, you know, so let's look past this physical. Let's look past this vessel. This is simply a vessel I'm using as I live on this planet. The way you look that's not you. That's just the vessel you're using. It's just a vessel. And your eternal spirit is what's giving it energy. It's what's making your heart beat. Your brain says electrical signals throughout your body. Electrical. You are a living and breathing, walking generator. You are a generator. You're generating power on your own. You don't need to be plugged in. You don't need to be charged overnight. Well, you know, if you want to consider recharging sleeping, then yeah. But, you know, you don't have to physically be plugged into anything. You don't need any type of external you know, source to keep you powered. Well, actually, let me take that back, because then that, like, it kills the purpose of the sun, because the sun gives us energy. That much is a fact. So let me recant that last statement. But I'm hoping that the basic concept of what I'm trying to say, you know, is getting through. And honestly, I'm not a big video person, but there's a couple of things I want to talk about that I've discovered upon my findings. But I can't do it all in one shot, you know, because I can't just spring all this shit on you at one time. It's going to be too overwhelming. This has to be gradual steps, if you so choose to, continue watching my videos and stuff. But this is not something that I'm going to do on a normal. This is simply just me spreading the information, because this knowledge is not mine. It's everyone's. So it makes no sense for me to do the research to discover what I've discovered and then to keep it to myself. That's not going to help humanity. That's not going to help my fellow brother or sister, to bring them back into consciousness, to wake them back up. That's not going to get the job done. I can't do it alone, because knowledge is contagious. It is contagious. But like I said, we all have different ways that we attain knowledge. So, and another thing that I've come to realize also is that all truths are half truths. So within everything that you come across, you got to learn to decipher. You got to pick out the seeds that are dying. You know what I'm saying? You gotta differentiate. You got to know what's the bullshit, what's real, or what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not all the same. We're all different. We all interpret things differently. We all look at things differently. And that's just the way it is. That's nature. That's nature. So like I said, my job is to simply just put the knowledge out there, or put the information out there. Because that's all we do. The mind is a womb. The earth is a womb. Because all you do is plant a seed, and then you let it grow roots or umbilical cords and let it take its course from there. So it's not my duty to let's say if I'm trying to I'm talking with someone and I'm trying to spread some knowledge, if they want it. And that's another thing. I'm not trying to force anything on anybody. If you want it, you'll receive it. If you don't, you're just not ready for it yet. It's not the end of the world. But I'm not going to sit there and try to force something down your throat, because we all have free will, and that's a gift that's been given to us by our Creator. So who am I to try to rob someone of their free will? It's not going to be genuine if it's not coming from here. That's a fact. And so my main thing is to just bring us back to here, because this is where we are. This is who we are. We don't need to search for something external. God is here. He's always been here, has never left. We've just been separated spiritually from our source of power, which is already within us. And God is in everything that has life, because God in itself is life. That's not too hard to understand. If God is life, that means it is anywhere, everywhere, at all times. And even when I break it down like that, you still can't fathom it. I know I can't, but that's just the way it is. God is unexplainable. I'm a creation of God. You're a creation of God. So therefore, we are also unexplainable. You can't explain us. You can't explain us. You can't categorize what we are, or how we're functioning, or we are the stars. That is who we are. We're energy. We are energy. And I think the quicker we simplify things and complicate it less, and kind of bring it back to within. You know that term, you have to become one with yourself? There's a lot of truth to that. There is a lot of truth to that. You must, because there's nowhere else. You don't have to look anywhere else besides within yourself. That's where God resides. That's where your spirit lives. The spirit that was created in what? The image of God. That's where it lives. It lives inside you. That's the very spirit that's giving this body or this vessel energy to function. Because once my spirit leaves, this body is useless. It has no purpose any longer. It's just there. It's just a corpse. And that's the God honest truth. It was good talking to y'all. Peace and love. Till next time.